Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a place where the water glows in shades of blue that don't seem real, where the air feels softer with every breath, and where time doesn't rush forward but gently drifts like waves reaching the shore. A place where the noise of everyday life fades away, replaced by something quieter, something deeper. We often think of paradise as something distant, a dream, a fantasy reserved for postcards and screensavers. But what if paradise isn't imaginary at all? What if it exists in real places, places you can stand in, walk through, and feel with every sense? Because across this planet, there are countries where nature feels untouched, where beauty feels effortless, and where something inside you slows down the moment you arrive. This isn't just a list of destinations. It's a journey through 10 countries that feel like true paradise on Earth, each one offering a different kind of escape, a different way to feel alive. And as we move from one to the next, you might realize something surprising. Paradise doesn't look the same for everyone. For some, it's endless ocean and soft sand. For others, it's mountains, silence, and fresh air. For some, it's culture, color, and energy. And for others, it's simply peace. So let's begin. Imagine waking up in the Maldives, where the ocean stretches endlessly in every direction, glowing in layers of turquoise and deep blue. The water is so clear it feels invisible, as if the sky has melted into the sea. Wooden walkways lead to overwater villas, each one floating quietly above a calm lagoon. Beneath you, fish move like drifting colors, and the only sound is the gentle rhythm of water brushing against the stilts. There's something almost surreal about this place. It doesn't demand your attention, it softly pulls you into stillness. Time feels slower here. You don't check the clock, you don't rush, you simply exist, and somehow, that feels like enough. Now shift to a completely different world. Switzerland greets you with silence of a different kind. Not the silence of the ocean, but the stillness of mountains that have stood for centuries. Snow-covered peaks rise into the sky, sharp and unmoving, while below them, valleys stretch out in perfect harmony. Lakes sit like glass, reflecting the world so clearly it's hard to tell where reality ends and reflection begins. Small villages rest quietly between hills, with wooden houses and winding paths that feel untouched by time. The air is crisp, almost refreshing in a way that wakes you up completely. And as you stand there, surrounded by nothing but nature at its purest, you feel grounded, centered, like everything unnecessary has been stripped away. Then, warmth returns as you step into Bali, a place that feels less like a destination and more like a living, breathing experience. Here, the air carries the scent of incense and tropical flowers. Rice terraces stretch across hills in perfect green layers, glowing under soft sunlight. Temples sit quietly among nature, their presence felt even in silence. And everywhere you go, there's a sense of rhythm, a balance between people, culture, and the land itself. Bali isn't just seen, it's felt. In the sound of distant prayers, in the movement of leaves in the wind, in the warmth of the sun on your skin. It has a kind of energy that stays with you, long after you leave. And just when you think paradise has revealed itself, New Zealand opens up in a way that feels almost cinematic. The landscapes here don't just stretch, they unfold. Rolling green hills seem endless, mountains rise dramatically in the distance, and fjords carve their way through the land with quiet power. There's a sense of freedom here that's hard to explain. Space, openness, possibility. You can stand on a cliff overlooking the ocean, or beside a lake so still it mirrors the sky perfectly. And in that moment, you realize how vast the world really is. And somehow, instead of feeling small, you feel connected to it. Then comes Thailand, where paradise feels alive with color and movement. The beaches are breathtaking. Soft sand, clear water, towering limestone cliffs rising dramatically from the sea. But beyond the beauty, there's energy. Markets filled with vibrant colors and sounds, streets alive with life, temples glowing under golden light. Thailand is a place of contrasts. Busy, yet peaceful. Energetic, yet calming. And within that contrast, you find your own pace. Whether it's the quiet of an island or the buzz of a city, it meets you where you are, and gently pulls you deeper into the experience. Now imagine stepping into a world that feels almost untouched by time itself. Iceland is raw, powerful, and completely different from anything else. Black sand beaches stretch under gray skies, waterfalls crash down cliffs with quiet force, and glaciers sit like frozen giants across the land.
There's a kind of beauty here that isn't soft, it's bold, unfiltered. And then, as night falls, the sky begins to move. The northern lights appear,
shifting and dancing in silence, painting the darkness with shades of green and violet. It's not just something you see, it's something you feel, a reminder that the world still holds things that can surprise you. From there, the journey softens again in Greece. White buildings glow under the sun, their walls reflecting light so brightly it feels almost dreamlike. Blue domes rise above cliffs, overlooking an endless sea that shifts between shades of sapphire and deep navy. Narrow streets wind through villages, filled with laughter, conversation, and the scent of fresh food carried by the breeze. But what makes Greece feel like paradise isn't just the view, it's the simplicity. Sitting by the water as the sun sets, watching the sky turn gold, then orange, then soft pink, you realize how little you actually need to feel content. Then, the journey takes a turn into something wild and alive. Costa Rica doesn't whisper, it hums. Rainforests pulse with life, every leaf, every sound, every movement part of a larger rhythm. Waterfalls appear unexpectedly, hidden behind dense greenery. Wildlife moves freely, monkeys in the trees, birds cutting through the sky with flashes of color. It's a place where nature feels active, present, and fully alive. And as you move through it, you don't just observe, you become part of it. Now imagine a place made up of thousands of islands, each one holding its own piece of paradise. The Philippines feels endless. Hidden lagoons surrounded by towering cliffs, beaches untouched by crowds, waters so clear they seem unreal. Every island feels like a discovery, like something waiting just for you to find it. There's a sense of adventure here, but also peace. Because even in its vastness, it offers moments of quiet. Moments where it's just you, the water, and the horizon. And finally, the journey settles into the Seychelles. Here, everything feels effortless. Granite boulders rest naturally along soft, white beaches. Palm trees sway gently, and the ocean glows in calm, inviting colors. There's no urgency, no pressure, just a quiet rhythm that invites you to slow down completely. It's the kind of place where you lose track of time, not because you're busy, but because you're finally at ease. And after experiencing all of this, something becomes clear. Paradise isn't defined by one single thing. It's not just beaches or mountains, not just warmth or isolation. It's a feeling, a moment where everything aligns, the environment, your thoughts, your senses. And for a brief time, nothing feels out of place. It's the stillness of the Maldives, the clarity of Switzerland, the spirit of Bali. It's the vastness of New Zealand, the energy of Thailand, the raw beauty of Iceland. It's the warmth of Greece, the life of Costa Rica, the discovery of the Philippines, and the calm of the Seychelles. Different places, but the same underlying feeling: escape. And maybe that's what makes travel so powerful. It pulls you out of routine. It shows you how much more there is to see, to feel, to experience. It reminds you that the world is bigger than your daily life, and that somewhere out there, there's a place that can completely shift your perspective. Because when you stand in a place that feels like paradise, something changes. You notice more. You breathe deeper. You become present in a way that's rare in everyday life. And those moments, they stay with you, long after the trip ends, long after you've returned home. So maybe paradise isn't meant to be permanent. Maybe it's meant to be experienced in moments. Moments that remind you what it feels like to truly be there, fully aware, fully alive. And the most incredible part is, these places aren't out of reach. They're real. They're waiting to be explored, to be felt, to be remembered. So the question isn't whether paradise exists, it's which one feels like yours. Which of these places would you choose if you could go right now? Let me know in the comments, because your idea of paradise might be completely different from someone else's, and that's what makes this world so fascinating. If this journey helped you escape, even for a few minutes, go ahead and like the video. And if you're ready to discover more places that feel just as unreal, don't forget to subscribe. Because somewhere out there, your version of paradise is waiting. And when you find it, you'll know.